self-love to me is everything. It's at the core of who I am now and who I aspire to be. So to me, self-love is synonymous with self-worth. And when I say self-worth, is knowing that I'm worthy of literally everything, irregardless of my capacities, regardless of irregardless of everything, really. So because sometimes we think to ourselves, or I used to think to myself back then, a couple years ago, that for me to be able to deserve something, I'll have to go through certain steps. So let's say for me to deserve to have a car, for me to think that I deserve to have a family, to be loved, to have all those things, I'll need to be a person. I'll need to do specific things. For example, not too long ago, when I wanted to go to university, I wanted to go to Concordia, and I was studying at Dawson at that time. I used to think that, my grades would determine who I was. My grades would determine my worth as a student and potentially as a professional person, because I want to be a professor in university when I grow up. I mean, later on in life. So that's what I want to do. So I always thought that I'll need to reach a certain level to be able to be worthy of bigger things. But then I realized that with that mentality, I would be stopping myself. I'll be telling myself that, I'm not going to think too big. Let's say I'm not going to say out loud that, I don't know, I want to have an NGO. I want to help women, because at the end of the day, who am I to think that, one, I can make it, and to think that I should be doing it and that it's going to work out. So with that mentality, that's what I would be stopping myself and telling myself that there's going to be an age, or there's going to be a time in my life when I'm going to feel that it's time, that I'm ready for those things to come my way. But then I have a really great friend of mine, which is actually more than that now. She's my sister, pretty much. And one day, randomly, she told me, she said, "Stecy, I feel like you are afraid of success." And I said, "Whoa, what do you mean? I want to be successful." And then I took it as an attack at first. I was like, "What do you mean I want to be successful? I want to have all those things. Like, why are you saying that I'm afraid of it?" She was like, "Because I see you as a great person. I see you as somebody who's capable of great things, but yet you don't see yourself that way. And you keep giving yourself deadlines, and you keep pushing that deadline for the time that you be deserving. But I already see that in you. I don't know why you want to wait for so many years." And that was like the first time ever somebody had told me that. Because I'm usually pretty outgoing. Like, I talk to people, I make jokes a lot, especially when I'm uncomfortable. So for somebody, especially somebody that close to me, to tell me that, I was like so shocked. So I was like, "You should be supporting me." And she was like, "It's because I'm supporting you that I'm telling you this." So more recently, I've started to be more self-worth oriented and self-love oriented, and I've started to actually realize what it was in my life, at least. So self-worth to me is believing that you are worthy of everything. So believing that you're worthy of love, believing that you're worthy of success, whatever that means to you. Believing that you are worthy to reach your goals, because so many people, we just think that we're not worthy of it, and because we start thinking that we're not worthy of it, then we just never end up getting there. And so it's also to me about knowing that I'm enough, whether I fail, I'm enough whether I succeed, like my worth and being enough pretty much doesn't change because of the circumstances around me. And I had to realize that God doesn't make any mistakes, and if He decided to create me with my flaws, all my qualities, and it might sound cliche because it might sound cliche, but it's one thing to know something and it's another to feel it. So I've always known that I've had a purpose in my life, but I had never felt it. Feeling it, that was powerful. That was really, really, really powerful. Feeling the purpose in me, feeling so once I knew that I had a purpose, then I had to be like, okay, so if I have a purpose, then how do I go about discovering that purpose? And first things first, you gotta know yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, then how do you want to know what you're meant for in this life, right? So the first step to self-love, it was before I even had the vocabulary for it, before I even knew what it was that I would be doing it. Let's say keeping some people away, for example. Never really knew why. Not that I couldn't, but I just didn't want to connect with some people. Also because I'm a social person. I like to talk to people. I like to talk in general. But sometimes I'll like meet some people and just be like, I don't want you in my circle. I just don't. And I never knew why I was doing that. And then later on I realized, no, you love yourself too much to allow that negativity into your space. And before, I used to think that my purpose in life was to help people and to save people and to make people see their potential and see their life and see their worth and see all those things. And then I realized that was a very recent lesson, by the way, that no, no, you can't have your own burden and other people's burdens and just walk and then just continue with life. My aunt, who's kind of like my mom to me, she said one thing to me once. She was like, you can't let people take a car ride or take a ride share with you, like when you haven't agreed to it. And I was like, wow, this is it. I get it now. And she usually says these inspirational things at the most random moments, and sometimes I'm not ready for it, and then I have to think about it and be like, oh wait, hold on, she meant well, and this is actually true, and it makes me question myself. But the moment she said that, that's when I was like, no, my goal is not to save people, my goal is not to save everybody, my goal is to be the best version of myself through love for myself. And whomever feels the vibe and feels it and wants more of it will come into my life, and we can build big things and help each other out. Yeah, that was the biggest lesson for me, one of the biggest lessons.